Hello.
Hey, Kaitlinn.
Yes.
Hey, I am so sorry to bother you here early this morning, but I got to say hello from beautiful, snowy, freezing cold Norfolk, Nebraska. This is Dave and Angie at US 92 Radio. How are you this morning? You doing all right?
What? Go ahead.
Are you doing all right this morning?
Yeah,
Well, I understand you've been in the midst of some major traveling. Is that right?
we have been. Yes.
Yes. So, well, friends and family are funny because they're real good informants. I'll just say, yeah, we'll kind of give everybody the background story of where you're at right now and why. But let me just say, Kaitlinn, that on behalf of you and your husband Bob, we have received multiple letters from everybody from your sister to your friends at St. John's, your family, even other friends in the NICU unit that you've been spending time with, Brady, Brandy, and Bentley, and and even the Bunko girls. So we kind of have a little story here we'd like to share. Obviously, that you've been living through the last many months. But one of the letters that we're going to read to you is from the Bunko girls here, and they say, "Dear Dave and Angie, Bob and Kaitlinn's son Keegan was born in September 2011. He was 13 weeks early and only weighed 1.8 pounds, and he went straight to the neonatal ICU, and we had no idea how long he would be there." Well, Keegan has faced many health battles, including a tracheotomy and a ventilator, which he's still on. Kaitlinn has stayed in Omaha with Keegan almost every day since he's been born. She only has come home a few times on a weekend, and she was at least able to take their daughter to her first day of preschool. Well, Bob and McKenna usually try to make weekend trips to Omaha to see Keegan and Kaitlinn, and when Keegan reached a year old, he was moved to the pediatric ICU, and at 14 months, little Keegan had never been outside a hospital. Well, the Sullivans have been looking into the possibility of a lung transplant for Keegan. None of the treatments the doctors have tried to help Keegan's lungs develop have worked, unfortunately. But they have received some hope. In fact, this leads us to your travels that you just had. In fact, at the time of this letter, I don't think they knew what has transpired, but you've just received some good news, and you've been transferred to Houston, correct?
Yes. On Wednesday night, Tuesday night, about 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
2:30 in the morning.
And so at this point, the hope that you've been waiting for a lung transplant has come through. Is that right?
We are actually in the process of. They're going to see if they can try some other things here.
Oh, okay.
In Houston. And then if that's not working, then go on to the lung transplant.
The possible. Okay, so
go start some of the process and then go on to that if there's some things that they can't
now
figure out with them.
We understand that's like a 6 to 12 month process, so just to try some of the things before you even move to the lung transplant possibility, right?
They're looking at staying for a few months to do that, and then lung transplant wait time is approximately 3 months. Could be more, could be less, depending on. And then waiting here in Houston would be longer too than after that. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, bottom line is, you're now in Houston, Texas, not just Omaha. Omaha was bad enough being 2 hours away, but now you're 11 to 12 hours away in Houston. Actually, further than that, you're all the way to Houston.
About
14 hours down to Houston. That's right. So obviously, that only increases the separation from Bob and McKenna at all of this time. Well, and I understand, just to add to the stress, during the time in Omaha recently, your car was broken into, and you had luggage and personal items and everything were taken from the car. Is that right?
It was in the parking garage at the hospital.
Unbelievable.
I know.
When it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
That's what it seems like, but...
Well, your friends told us that you did make the comment that God doesn't give you more than you can handle, but sometimes you're like, I don't know if I can handle anything else or not, right?
Yep.
Well, you and your husband have stayed so strong in your faith, and this whole experience, really, your friends say basically you've just asked for prayer, and of course that is the ultimate best thing anybody and everyone can give. But This letter goes on to say, we are asking for prayers too, but would like to ask for maybe a little bit more. The hope is that Bob and McKenna will be able to travel to Houston maybe at least once a month, if not more, for a visit. And my wish for them is to maybe have your elves be able to help them maybe with some airfare or something just to help with travel expenses as well, so they can be together more often if possible. And Kaitlinn, I do want to let you know that unfortunately there's no way we can, we would love to just buy a jet and have it here at their beck and whim to where we could get you back and forth all the time. I wish we could do that. Believe me, we would if we could. But our friends at the Norfolk Board of Realtors, they had a Christmas party and they had an auction and stuff, and they raised a lot of money, and they gave it all to the US 92 Christmas Wish program. So what we have done is taken some of that money from the Norfolk Board of Realtors and purchased a gift card for Southwest Airlines to get you down to Houston, and also a gift card to help with living expenses, gas, or whatever else you might need in the travels or just while you guys are there in Houston. And so we do want Bob and McKenna to get down there as often as possible. Plus, we've got toys for both kids. Now, we know Keegan probably can't enjoy the toys right now, but, we still want him to have some Christmas toys to play with. So, it's the thought that counts on that end of things, obviously. And I'm pretty sure that McKenna will be able to help him with those toys. You know what I mean? So.
No, I'm sure she will be. Thank you guys so much.
Well, but truthfully, I think the very best thing, though, that can be done and said right now is those prayers that you've been asking for from friends. I want everybody who doesn't know you to be praying for you and, of course, Keegan and your family, for safe travels, for, as speedy as possible to get a recovery and to also get those lungs working again, hopefully, and if not, then a successful transplant down the road. But, ladies and gentlemen, this young boy has been through more in these months than any adult human being, anybody, should have had to gone through in their entire life. And what a strong...
Yes, he is a fighter. He's a trooper.
I just can't imagine as a parent of three myself. I mean, you got to look at him every day and say, "Wow." I mean, you got to almost be in amazement that your child is that strong.
We are. Yes, he's trying to sit up, trying to hold himself up. Not to the crawling or anything like that yet, but
right.
He can hear you. He can see you. He tries to play with some toys. Dad's been working on his leg muscles, but it's a constant. Yeah, it's been a constant fight for Keegan, and so far he's a fighter.
Well, he is going to be one tough kid. That's what I could say.
Yeah,
one tough kid. Yeah, boy. You won't want to mess with him when he gets into high school. He's like, dude, I've already been through the fight. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we pray for the ultimate recovery. We pray for his development and everything that he needs to get out of there, get back to Norfolk, and get back to where he's from. Get back to home.
He's never been home.
Exactly. So. Never even seen home yet. And
nope.
Obviously, there'd be nothing more you'd like than to have him there and be able to hold him in your own recliner chair at home,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, Kaitlinn, obviously, again, it was overwhelming, the number of letters and calls. We said, there's just so many people thinking about you guys, and we want you to know that, and just know that you are well loved. You're thought about constantly, and now you got tens of thousands of other people that are going to be praying for Keegan that didn't even know the situation. So there you go. I think that might be the best gift of all.
I think that is too. We've been very grateful with friends and family and people helping out, and just the prayers for Keegan. I think that's what's made him this far for the last 15 months. So.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we certainly want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. I know this is by no means the way you wanted to spend it, but at least we got the promise now. You got into Houston, so let's make things happen and good stuff, hopefully, here in 2013 and beyond, okay?
I hope so, too. Thank you, Dave and Nancy.
Merry Christmas, and we will take care of getting this stuff to you.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Hey, thank you, Kaitlinn. God bless you.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.